So I wanted to talk about this. I actually thought this was kind of like a fun thing to talk about. Well, first off, subscribe to the fl0m Clips and Highlights channel so Gatler can continue to eat food. No, just like, it's actually something that I'm interested in as well. Like, as somebody that's been trying to schedule another fl0m, I just kind of wanted to show you guys like what this looks like. This is it right here. So Ekinder talking about, I think the schedule is complete ass. Ekinder speaks out about grueling Counter-Strike schedule. And, you know, you get like the usual responses, but per usual, I think there's like more to it. You know, people are going to tell, yeah, you could be skipping events. Like, that's a big one. You could like, I can never feel sorry. This one was hilarious. Like, bro's referencing a tweet about a salary like 5 years ago. And that means you just can't, average internet behavior. Yeah, so basically, but like what I think they're still missing is like, and I'm curious what other people think is, do you think there's too many tournaments, or do you think teams get punished for too severely, or there's too much to miss out on if you do skip an event? That's kind of more so my feelings. Or look at the schedule. This is, so I pulled up 2027. This isn't this year's, but this is 2027 coming up, just so you can have like an idea. Like, so the months that you don't see, December is the major, right? So Singapore will go to the 13th halfway through December, and then that's player break. But this is overall like your schedule, which is fucking insane. Now, I don't think it's a bad thing that we have so many tournaments in CS. It's just more so I feel like teams, I feel like the amount of VRS that shifts from tournament to tournament for invites can be really weird. So I don't know. The issue to me is, how do they fix that? Right? Like, how do they make it so it doesn't, what if you could like freeze your, what if you were allowed to like freeze your VRS, like your own VRS first? I don't know, because then people could like gamify that. But like something where you're not actively decaying, because if I understand VRS correctly, a big thing that hurts teams is it's not the skipping the event, it's that you've played so many events that when you don't play another one, your old previous events that you played, basically like your VRS wears off. I think that's like, and that to me is where you see like the recency part. So basically once the wins start to subside, you get cooked. See this right here? Read the recency thing. Everybody's going to take this and be like, yeah, you can just skip events. But I do think that I felt that way too. Not because I'm Ekinder traveling or getting paid to play the game, but as somebody just simply trying to find other, like just finding gaps in the calendar to run any sort of CS event. That's kind of why I wanted to talk about it, is from my own experience, somebody that isn't playing professionally and just watches the games and it wants to run my own tournament as well. These events overlap so dramatically and so much. Like, there's just really no place to put events. So I don't know how, like, what the solution is. First world problems, dude. I am happy that we have so many events. It shows the health of the scene in a lot of ways. But also I feel like teams do lose a lot of VRS because they don't constantly keep playing, and they can, especially fringe teams. Like, honestly, Furia, not so much. But like, if you're like in this, which is why I can't believe Liquid is skipping PGL. But like, if you're in this range right here, you can never say no to an event. Now imagine if you're stuck there. Like, you know, a Furia, Ekinder's saying like the event schedule is too intense. From this perspective, isn't really relevant of what I'm talking about. But if you're Mongols to like Pain Gaming, these events, you can not afford to skip any of them. And then if you can't afford to skip any of them, you know, your schedule looks like this, you know? You know, if you skip and you say you decline, the person that gets the next invite is usually the person that's going to jump you, you know? I don't know what the solution is, though. That's why I thought this would be a fun video. Like, basically, like, in the comments, if people have suggestions, what do they think? Like I said, I know people are going to be like, oh, yeah, steak too juicy, lobster too buttery type shit. You get paid a lot, blah, blah, blah. But I do think there's like, we should constantly be trying to reiterate on VRS and not just accept it as is. It's a pretty fluid system. So like, any sort of real criticism or like feedback that the community can provide, I think is actually super valuable. A lot, don't type ever again. In fact, editor, take lots comments out. They're so bad. Don't even let them show up on the screen. Maybe VRS can incorporate like the top 8 events over the last 6 months, so not punish them for missing events with a 0+ decay. Oh, you're saying like it merges all the top, like how you performed at the very tippy top events? Like you're Like somehow there's a classification for certain types of events and then they get to maintain those for the year. That the downside for that would be like not as much movement, right? I don't know. It's an interesting thing. You have to be able to protect VRS somehow for a period of time. Yeah, but like then if you're allowed to protect your own VRS, then you could do it and like freeze it for the major, which is kind of as soon as you eliminate the ability that you're for your own VRS to move, it kind of kills the narrative too, right? I think he means if you get second place at 8 tournaments and bomb out at the others, it keeps the 8 second places. Okay. Expand the time value event, limit the event to participate through all kind of solution, have downsides. Yeah. It's just like it's a real, like, to me, this shit's so interesting. Like, this is actually like people are, like I said, most people are talking about this just from the standpoint of him saying there's too many tournaments to go to, and people are like, oh, stop crying, which, like, okay, fine, whatever. But I think it's also like interesting to see how many tournaments we have and how do we like maybe make it so teams aren't so on the bleeding edge all the time. I mean, first off, they didn't, VRS doesn't get rid of open qualifiers. It just most tournaments don't run them, and they never did before anyway. We haven't had true open qualifiers since like 2017. You've had fake qualifiers where they run an entire qualifier for one remaining spot while everybody else paid to be there, or now there's so many tournaments that most just aren't running tons of qualification. They're doing the same thing, actually. There was a Blast qualifier yesterday. There's going to be an Atlanta qualifier coming up. They just don't do open qualifiers for major because look at this. Imagine you're a team that played all of this for the entire year, and little Timmy shows up, maybe gets a favorable open bracket, and little Timmy goes into the major. Is that a cool run? Sure, okay. He'll probably get eliminated in the first group stage and that shit dies out. And then the person that played this entire schedule is left out. That's kind of like stupid. Like, little Timmy's a piece of shit. No. It's just not really, yeah. Look at 2027, it's so much worse. Oh my God. Yeah, so oh my God. Yeah, so, dude, look at August. Oh my, bro, there's an expand all button in October. Guys, I've never seen this. There's a button to... Whoa. All right, safe to say I don't think FML2 will be in October, chat, of 2027. I got you. We can eliminate that one, all right? That one. Holy shit, bro. That's fucking crazy. We literally have every TO. Blast, PGL, Thunderpick, Starladder, Fissure, ESL. And yeah, no, these are 2-week long events too. They're Jesus, dude. Jeez. So yeah, like I mean, listen, like I said, I'm looking at this more from a perspective of like, I've been looking to try to run my second LAN event. That's why when I saw Yakinder say this, I knew people would flame him. But like, dude, this shit's crazy, man. Like, I'm not even trying to compete with these tournaments, but I can't even run mine without basically getting fucking absolutely mauled. CS is suffering from success while other esports are dying out. Oh yeah, dude, our lobster is way too buttery right now. But also, if this keeps ramping up, like, this is what I mean though, is like, we need to somehow, VRS is gonna have to keep evolving, and I'm sure it will. I'm just curious as to like, what is the evolution of VRS next, as we just have an absolute fucking clown car of a schedule. Our lobster's too buttery, but we have to fly across the world twice a week to eat it. Yes. That's only because of gambling sponsors, though? What, because of all these events? Of course. I'm not saying you gotta like gambling, but that's such a shit point. Have you looked at anything around the world that it has anything to do with sports? It's like saying F1 only exists because of like you get what I'm saying? Bro, there's an entire gambling operation everywhere. It's just like, that is... saying that as if CS is exclusively running because of gambling and everything else isn't, like, I don't know, man. I think that's a bit poo. Other esports are too woke? Nah, they're just literally children. That bit died a long time ago. Riot caved. Riot allows these teams to have gambling. They just have literal children that can't. I mean, okay, I want you to look at this will eventually be an ad, so just grow up, but I'm just trying to show you why CS. Look at the volume here, and look at how much they have as options, right? This isn't gambling, by the way. This is all predictions, smile. They don't even have props over here because people don't go into them. They have no volume on anything. That's because literally I'm not even like I know it's like a joke, right? We're having like big boy conversation. It's because they're kids. They don't gamble. They can't gamble unless they, they go to a CSK site. So you're not there's no it's not it's a night like it's not that they can't take the gambling sponsors, it's that gambling doesn't want to do anything with them because their player base is too young. They got no money and they're not gambling. Like, and that's not to throw shade. That's just literally the demographic. Like my demographic in here, you guys are fucking primed and ready. You guys are 25 to 34, dude. Everybody, like literally, I have like less than 1% of my chat is below the age of 18. Like the biggest demo in my chat is 25 to 34, and then it's 18 to 24, and then it's the one above 25 to 34. I don't remember the number. It's like 35 to whatever. But I'm just saying, like, that's not normal, right? Like for like gaming, but that's like the kind of the CS demo as well. Me taking a prediction sponsor in the future. I know, like I was showing the site, but I think hopefully that gives you guys a good visual, right? It was 600,000 in volume to $49. Like guys, it was $600,000 to $49. Oh man, we'll wrap it up here so you can take this end part. Yeah. Wait, no. The original point was, what do you think they should do to update VRS to basically accommodate teams for how many events there are? There we go. Let me know in the comments.